making a video, and I'm going to go into the north end. I'm going to show Isabella is the University of Massachusetts. That's UMass Boston, a brick building. And I am going to show Isabella Paul Revere's house, a little bit about the north end, and show her some things that she can't see in person right now, but she's probably learning in school. So I'm going to show her these things and show her where it all started in America. So on the way to Boston we go, specifically the north end, and again UMass Boston over there. So I also want to show Isabella where I used to live, and I used to live in a place called South Boston. And here is the area I used to live. Let me wipe those lens a little. There we go, that should be better. Had a fingerprint on that lens, I could tell. I still might. So, over there's the water in the park. Here's the projects my grandmother and grandfather used to live in. My father's parents and my dad. And when I was younger, I was in these projects. But they don't look like they used to. They used to be just like the other ones, just pure brick. These kind of look like a hotel. So they tore down the ones I used to live in, and they built these ones in its place. So this was called the Old Colony Projects. And Isabella, this is where I used to live. And this whole area looks different from when I lived here in the 70s. Although my uncle's house is still right there. It's that one on the corner. But this used to be a gas station. This big building right here used to be a gas station. And right here, these apartments used to be a bar. And this bar got turned into apartments. And we got the Ironworkers Oval here. All these new apartments used to be stores, storefronts, old houses, businesses. This gas station here used to be called, it was a bakery. It was Green Friedman Bakery back in the 70s and 80s. And that is some of South Boston. We'll be going through South Boston to get to the north end. There's a lot of construction going on in South Boston. It's becoming it used to be a very lower blue collar town. Now it's becoming a town that you can't afford to live in. It's becoming very gentrified. Yeah, it's funny. When I lived here, all the poor people lived here. Now all the rich people live here. There's very few original families that are here. Yeah, back in the 70s and 80s. In the 90s it started to change. New people started moving in. It is a waterfront community, so they got rid of the projects and made them high-end expensive apartment buildings. Also, they made those projects that I used to live in look really good. I was shocked. They're still projects, but they look great. So we're almost at our destination to park, and then I have to walk to the north end. We're still in South Boston. So here we are in Boston. This is South Boston. There's some old buildings. They cleaned them up. They turned them into some pretty nice places. Because believe it or not, when I used to come down here running around in the 70s, This place was just like a hellhole. It was not nice at all. They really cleaned it up. Looks good. Yeah, still a lot of businesses, but they were all like really, I don't know what the word is, but they just were like junked. A lot of them were vacant. This is the waterfront, Isabella. Back in the day when I was your age, this place was all run down. It was not a pretty sight around here. It was pretty beat up, old, dilapidated. Now it's nice. Now this is someplace you'd want to go when you turn into your teens. Post office. Tour buses. So, Isabella, this is the Boston Tea Party ship. This is where the Americans dressed up as Indians and took all the tea that was on this boat and threw it into the harbor. That's why they call it the Boston Tea Party. Not a very big ship, but across the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, which is amazing. I used to walk across this bridge when I was young. It's falling down now. It's the Coast Guard. My dad was in the Coast Guard. This is where he left from. He was stationed in the North End. The North End's on the waterfront, so we are on the waterfront walking towards the North End. Not quite there yet. This is where all the hotels are. Plenty of places to eat here. Doesn't look like anything's open yet. It's almost noon. Or maybe it's about 11:30. In Isabella, this is Boston Harbor, and you can see Logan Airport in East Boston, so you can see the planes landing. Watch. That's the airport. See the plane? It's little, but you can see it landing. That's the airport over there. And that is the tower to the airport. That building with the two legs sticking up. That's East Boston. That building right there is the courthouse. It's the federal courthouse, named after Joe Moakley, who I lived near when I was a young kid. When I was about 6 years old, I lived one street over from Joe Moakley in Dorchester, Massachusetts. And that's the federal courthouse named after him. That brick building with all the glass, that's it. Federal courthouse. Joe Moakley Federal Courthouse. And again, Isabella, there's East Boston, because there's the airport. Okay. I'm taking the long way to the north end so I can see the waterfront. All right, let's shut this off until I get to the waterfront, the north end. This building right across the street here is the aquarium. That's the aquarium. This must have something to do with the aquarium, this building. So there's a crowd of people. I don't have much power left on my phone, so I'm trying to keep shutting this video down till I get the points of interest, because I don't want to kill the battery. I didn't get 100% charge before I got here. You've been there before, Isabella, the aquarium. Duck tours. They go on the water and the land. All right, I gotta shut this down. This is the custom house right there. That's the custom house, Isabella. So this is the north end if you want to eat. Old City Hall. We'll get to that later.
I am ready.
Well, the kids just got out of school. And this is Paul Revere's house. There's no videos or pictures in the building, so I can't go in there because I'm only going in there to take pictures on video so that Isabella can see. So, anyways, we can see the outside of Paul Revere's house. These are the streets Paul Revere walked on, right here. Yep. He came out that door right there and walked these streets. Sun's getting in my way.
If you want the tour and more information about the church.
Oh, sure. Thanks. Oh, that's what I asked you. That's why I wasn't going to come in if you said no video. I can take photos. All right. Let me take photos then. Bunker Hill Bridge. These are some old graves. My God. The people who settled Boston back in the day. 1782. She could never have pictured this woman, Nehemiah Ingersoll. That's a man. That's the son of a captain. He could have never have pictured at 21 years old that I would be sitting here in the year 2023 looking at his grave. Yep, this is incredible. This guy died at 33. A lot of these people died young. They didn't have the medication we have now. But little did he know, in December 8th of 1800, that I'd be sitting here in May of 2023 looking at his grave.
Yeah, they're old. Oh, there's no baby bodies in there.
This is a big grave. I wonder who's in here. Oh. Let me see, who is this? Oh, that's nothing. This is a big grave. Oh, it's just a dedication. Oh, that is a tomb. No, it's a tomb. Oh, there's some bones in there. Oh, this is where they put the dead people back in the day, 1700s. When the United States first became the United States of America. It's on a hill, Hobbs Hill, overlooking the North End in the city of Boston. Cops Hill Burying Ground. Tell you what, people died young back then. 20s, 30s. It's amazing. Let's see what we have here. 1798. "22 years after the year 1776, when we became the United States, the Declaration of Independence was signed. This guy lived till he was 62 years old, which was old back then, and he got to live in a free America without the British. here's the skinny house. I'll explain that in a bit. That was sold for over $1 million. Just this little skinny tiny house. That's how valuable property is around here. Coming down from Claps Hill Burial Ground, going down the hill, going up the hill was quite an adventure for an old man with a bad hip. These buildings are old. Okay, so I'm back in my car. It is hot out. And I did a lot of walking. I'm back in my car and it's time to go home. Please subscribe to the channel, Isabella, and like the video. And thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Almost there, Isabella. Almost at the north end. Well, actually, we are on the north end, just not if anywhere of interest. Oh, look at the bird. Okay, I gotta shut this off. This battery's getting low and I want to get to the points of interest. Like Paul Revere's house. Alright. See you in a bit. Hold on here.